2, 3, 4. When I'm lonely, I drink a fancy beer. Fancy beer. Oh, when I want you only, I drink a fancy beer. Fancy beer. And when the weather's stormy and daybreak is far, I'd throw an extra $1.50 on the bar. There's no sense in saving pennies if I don't know where you are. Oh, I drink a fancy beer. Fancy beer.
Hello and good evening and welcome to another edition of The Beer Show. I'm Steve B. This is my drinking buddy and good friend.
Hi, I'm Eric T. And today we're going to take a trip to Waikiki. Well, since the county wouldn't approve our budget to go over to Honolulu, we're going to take you to the Waikiki Brewery in Lahaina, Maui.
We did, and here we are going down Front Street, and you can see the tourists are back, which is great. There's no parking on Front Street, which is normal when we're busy.
Always great to have the people back.
It really is.
Yeah, Lahaina is an old whaling town on the west side. It's become the capital of the tourism business on the west side now. It's a lot of fun. Good, fun place.
You can see the front of Waikiki Brewing Company, Lahaina, right by the ocean, and you can see it's fairly busy. They're running at about 50% capacity right now. But we also picked up some beers to go. So this is their can, their logos, and this is their growler. And you want to talk about the brown?
Yeah, the growler was actually gifted to me from a friend who picked that up over in Waikiki. Steve and I used to travel a little bit with our day jobs, and we ended up over Waikiki Brewing back when they first opened in 2016, I think it was.
Yeah, well, they opened in 15, but we were there in 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of discovered them. We're like, "Ooh, this is great."
They were pretty much brand new when we got there the first couple of times.
That's right.
And I got to say, their beers at the time was okay. It was drinkable, but they've certainly come a long way since then.
They have certainly come, and I do remember though one of the beers I loved even way back then in 2016 was their brown ale, which is not available in a can. Hence the growler. We picked up a growler yesterday as well as a couple 3, 4, 6 packs. And so our first beer today from them is the Hanaho Hefeweizen. So I will get us started here.
All right. Yeah, the Hefeweizen is a wheat beer, as everybody knows. Typically has some fruity characteristics, or is often mixed with fruit. And this one here is no different. This one here, I believe, was had the strawberry and things like that.
Oh, this one's amazing. Yeah, it's got the strawberry puree. It's got orange peel, notes of orange peel. It's unfiltered, right? Like most Hefeweizens. Really, I was so impressed. And I'm not a big wheat beer Hefeweizen kind of guy at all, but this is really good. This was really good.
Yeah,
and so
here we get back to that one.
Here we go with the growler, right? The growler is, if you don't know, it's 64 ounces of goodness, which is about 4 pints. You get about 4 pints, and they're selling these over there at the brewery at $16 a pop.
Unless you're there for happy hour, then you get a couple of dollars off.
That's right, and of course you'd have to, if you don't have a growler, you'd have to pay for the growler.
Naturally, but you get to keep them and reuse them.
That's right.
It's a good way to go if you're just going to have one.
We'll just cap that for
freshness sake.
Right. It's not going to be around long, but anyway. And now this one here, wow, we tasted this yesterday at the brewery on tap. It's the Blackstrap Molasses Porter. Fantastic beer. This thing, I know it won a silver medal in 2017. Which, remember, that's only 2 years after they opened.
Right, and that was the American Beer Fest, right?
That was a great American Beer Festival. So
that's a big prize. I mean, that's not a local competition. It's
that's not like Hawaii Brewers Festival. This is national scale stuff level. So a silver to them in 2017. So fantastic, and it's a great beer. Last but not least, saving perhaps one of the biggest beers that they sell for last.
Right, the biggest one available in cans anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Right. They do make one bigger, one slightly bigger one, but we'll share that with you as well. We don't have it here today, but we tested it. Yeah, we tasted it yesterday at the brewery. It was phenomenal. So, and we will share that with you as well. So, without further ado, I think, Eric, we should jump right in.
Start drinking beer.
Exactly.
I'm getting thirsty pouring all these beers.
Happy hour is almost gone. Well, it is gone.
Getting a lot of foam today. I don't know.
Happy hour for us, but happy hour continues.
There we go.
Yep, here we go indeed. The Hana Ho Hefeweizen.
Cheers. Unfiltered wheat beer.
And it's so good. Again, like I mentioned, the strawberry puree, the orange peel, the mouthfeel, the flavor of all of it coming in there, and it's not hoppy at all. I forget the IBUs.
No,
exactly.
we're looking at a pretty drinkable beer here. This is a 5.8 on the ABVs and a 15 on the IBUs. So I mean, it's it's refreshing. It's light.
Great beer.
It's got a really crisp flavor. I like it. And crisp is not something you usually associate with Heffies, or it's kind of maybe not crisp, but
No.
it's floral for sure.
Right. It's got the floral notes, especially with that strawberry and orange.
Yeah,
Which really do come through, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually with Heffies, I'm used to like Blue Moons and stuff like that, where you get a piece of orange in there.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to the strawberry, the real fruit. It's really nice.
Yeah, I could see this being, garnished with a slice of orange or something like that, just for looks. But
Sure.
I certainly am not one to put that stuff in my beer necessarily.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put more strawberries in it, but
No, but it's good. Cheers.
but cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody might.
And we did try this the brewery yesterday. It was great. And so moving on down to the brown ale, which is this one. It's an classic English brown ale, which is made with the East Kent Goldings hops and the Fuggles, which are two classic English hops.
That's your neighborhood there, isn't it?
Pretty much, man. I mean, yeah, that's the classic English hops, and it's a classic beer. That type of ale, right? The brown ale's been around for hundreds of years, and so I really enjoy this one. I was surprised it didn't win any medals, but it's still a great beer in my mind.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a very old world kind of a flavor.
I love that one. It's got a real nutty flavor to it.
It does.
I don't know why it's not more popular. Why more people don't drink brown beers, brown ales.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's one of the best ales out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got really deep character.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's nutty. It's malty. It's not hoppy at all. It's the hops are very subtle.
The hops are nowhere on there, right?
Yeah.
The hops are
They're way in the
like
background.
a 26.
Wow.
And 26 IBUs, and we're looking at a 5.1 ABV. So it's it's light. Again, not heavy drinking.
Nope. And it's honestly, it's right where it should be for a brown ale. I mean, the brown ale is sort of like a porter. It's hundreds of years old.
I need to flip
Oh
that
yeah,
on.
there you go. The beer light. There you go.
Oh, that's
It's just a classic ale. It's one of the oldest, probably one of the this and the porter is one of the oldest type of beers around. So, I just think this is a great example of a fine English brown ale.
That's a beautiful one.
So
Looking at about a 13 on the SRM chart, so we're looking at a pretty dark complexion to it. And that's all the malt that's coming through, right?
Yeah, you're getting that from the chocolate malts.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a nice chocolatey kind of nutty smell to it.
And with that said, it's a nice segue, I think, to this other clip where we tasted the 808 Pale Ale,
Right.
which has a little bit more hoppiness to it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I like pale ales. I mean, I love brown ales, but pale ales are my typically daily go-to.
Yep.
But let's take a look, see what we got there.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, and our fourth beer of the day is the 808 Pale Ale. It's the Pale Ale. Let's give it a try.
That's good beer. You know, that's good beer.
Wow, that's good. It's definitely a pale ale. It's not an IPA. It's 6.8 or 6.7 ABVs, 38 IBUs.
That's good beer.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was really tasty.
I liked it.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our next beer, we have a Blackstrap Molasses Porter. Kind of like the brown. It's one of the older recipes in the brewing community. And this one here is really special, I thought.
Yeah, and it's as I mentioned, it did win the silver in the 2017 Great American Beer Festival award. So that's huge because that is a big festival, and I'm sure the porter gets a ton of submissions. So yeah, hats off to the Waikiki Brewing Company for this win on the silver. And I tell you, I love it. I think it's a great one.
This is a great one, yeah, absolutely. It's got all the coffee flavors. You know, obviously the color is proper. It's dark.
Oh yeah.
You can't see through it.
Yeah. Boy, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's malty. What's coming through to me anyway is like the roasted kind of malty flavor. Like it's been on the fire or something, you know.
Right.
It really hits the back of the throat.
And there's a little hint of sweetness in there. You can really taste the molasses in there too. It's hidden a little bit in the background.
Oh, I'm sure they load this thing up with molasses too as well. So, and that may affect the ABVs. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, we had this guy here is 6.1, so we're getting a little heavier in the numbers.
So that's why, right?
Yeah.
From the sugar from the molasses is gonna jack up your ABV. Yeah.
And our IBUs are within reason, are down to 37.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know, so you know these things are never hoppy by any means.
No, porters are generally kind of like the brown, you know, pretty mild.
Yeah.
Pretty mild on the finish. And finally,
we got Skinny Jeans IPA.
oh wow, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
we're getting bigger.
And we did that one too as well yesterday. We had that was part of our one of our flights. So
And it was, you know, we're looking at 6.0, so it's not the biggest of the big beers, and the IBUs are around 56.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
you know,
Was that was that our first flight?
that was our second flight, actually.
Oh,
You had
okay.
this when I had the jalapeno mouth.
That's what it was. Okay.
So this is my real first tasting of it. Well, except for, you know, we did a little tasting when we got back as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is my second tasting of it, I
Second
suppose.
try of
Yeah.
it, sure. We'll give you that. But and maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves because I do want to share with you the first flight that we had.
So Craft Light, Aloha Spirit Blonde, 808 Heffy, Hanaho Heffy, and 808 Pale Ale. Cheers.
And then, like Eric mentioned, this one here, it was in the second flight.
Right. The second time round, we ended up doing, what was it? We did the
Well, the second
Blackstrap.
Yeah.
We did the brown.
brown.
And then I did the jalapeno, while you did the skinny jeans. This is the Skinny Jeans.
Of course, this is the Skinny
And
Jeans
this
IPA.
has some actual color to it. It's about 5 on the SRM chart.
Oh yeah, easy 5, good 5,
Yeah.
solid 5, and
So it's
some
got
good
some nice
carbonation.
coloring, good carbonation, and it's actually, as far as an IPA goes, this you know, this isn't over the top. It's you know, it's pretty easy drinking IPA.
Yeah, I mean the IBUs are like 53 or 55. It's not much. I mean, it's hoppy, yes, but it's not a knockout.
It's not over the top.
It's not over the top or a knockout blow.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's another great one. But you mentioned the IPA IPA.
Yeah, that was
That one kind of is over the top.
that one is
little bit.
that's the biggest one they make.
Yeah.
You know, we actually have a clip of us.
Yeah,
couple of
let's-
clips of us.
Let's roll that clip.
All right. Our last beer of the day, or our last beer of the flight, is an IPA IPA. And it's their biggest beer. It's a 7.2 at 75 IBUs. Typical Simcoe, Cascade, and Continental hops for the hopping and the dry hopping. a big beer. It's a big beer, but it's all right.
And it's big, and it is big as you would expect, but in a very balanced, well-balanced, drinkable sort of way. And that's the IPA IPA, and that's a 75 on the IBU. So yeah, again, just really much hoppier than this one.
That
was good.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
was really
it.
good.
It was, like I said, I think it was pretty well balanced for being as hoppy as it was.
The flavor was all there. It wasn't overpowering hoppy. But it was hoppier than I'd have on a day two, go to daily beer kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of one of those ones where you just, you might have one and you're done, and one with dinner, depending on
good
what you have.
steak or something, or
yeah, it's such a heavy beer. It's almost like almost a finishing beer for me.
Yeah,
it was a good one. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked them all.
Actually, me too. Yeah, I did. I liked them all.
Looking down the list, I mean, the only one I think I could do without would be the Craft Light, which we don't have here. I think I compared it to water in my.
You did. You did.
We're going down the list there.
Yeah,
it had all the characteristics of it. It was
right.
cold and wet, and that was about all you could say for it.
Yeah, I was not impressed with their light beer at all.
But if there's not many, I am.
I've never been impressed with a light beer, so that's not saying too. I'm not knocking them too hard.
No, that just puts me in a club with everybody else.
Yeah, I'm not much for light beer at all. So I'm jumping ahead.
I think I'm getting out of order here.
Eric, I'm just I'm doing a quick refill because I know we're going to go back down the line and probably put a number.
If he was the first one.
Put a number on these guys. This product sort of found me. Okay, I didn't go out seeking this particular product, but this is a hot dog toaster. All right. So we're gonna have snacks. For you guys who are worried about us that we don't, have snacks or have any food during our show, we now have food. We have a hot dog toaster. Okay. We also have chips, and these are fantastic. Guinness chips.
Guinness chips.
Guinness chips.
I haven't tried those before.
No, I've never had these, Eric. These are great.
I saw them today at the store, and I figured, well, if we're going to do a beer show, might as well have beer chips.
Well, if we're going to I'm certainly doing hot dogs, right? So
yeah.
This will be kind of fun. So we got Bert's thick cut potato chips, Guinness chips, and of course we have the amazing hot dog
Coca-Cola
toaster. So I don't know. I mean, it's just this is just crazy. So you apparently put the hot dogs in here like so, and you get your buns. I have no idea how this is gonna play out, but
apparently we'll find out in about 5 minutes or so.
this could probably end up on the cutting room floor. But and I'm hoping these will fit. Yeah, we're just sure.
Shove them in there.
That might work. I get half of it toasted anyway. And then it's a hot dog toaster, guys.
You're a chef.
I mean,
I had no idea your culinary expertise.
You guys wanted us to have snacks, so now we're having snacks. Now we're having,
All right.
Look at that. Get those guys down in there. And then we'll just let that do its thing, we'll move on.
We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
It's getting warm. It's working.
Cool.
Okay, good.
So we'll get on with the ratings then.
Okay.
Good
idea.
While we
wait for the dogs.
Wait for the dogs, sure. Yeah, as far as heavies go, this is the best one I've had. Like I say, I'm not normally a heavy guy, but there's something about it. I mean, strawberry flavor, I wouldn't thought I'd like that for a beer, but it's so unusual that I like it. And I'm kind of going up there 7.5, 8 on this one maybe.
Yeah, for Hefeweizen, I agree. It's a 7.5. It's a solid 7.5. It's a nice one.
If you're a Blue Moon purist, you might not get it.
Yeah.
Necessarily, but I'm not a Blue Moon guy, so this, I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, get out of the mainstream, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Try something different. Try something local. Local's best.
Yeah.
Local beer's best.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably cool as strawberries too.
Mm.
I'm guessing.
They might be. Yo, hey. Okay.
Interesting.
Now,
You didn't tell me there's pyro with this. We
this
got pyro effects.
I don't know what's happening. I just got this thing, and I can assure you that I didn't go looking for this product. This product found me. Okay, it popped up on my I think Facebook feed one day,
Liking it.
and
we got smoke, so we know we got heat.
it's cooking. Anyway, yeah. This is the first time we're doing this. It might be the last.
Yeah, well,
And hopefully it doesn't burn the joint down.
Yeah, enjoy your last visit to the pub.
And I think it just popped. Did it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, it did, but it's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's definitely stuck. And this is why we
Oh,
don't.
it's not bad.
Hey, that looks all right. Yeah, that's toasted for sure.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
It's kind of black, but
That's all right.
it might be beyond toasted. But you know what? We're having food, so.
It looks like a porter.
Wow. But luckily I have tongs. It does come with tongs.
Safety. Safety first.
Right. Look at that. That's not bad. Where's your bun?
There you go.
There you go. And yeah,
Now we're cooking.
bit of a little mustard on that guy there. Sure.
All right.
And
And we got a cooking show, too.
And it's all of a sudden a cooking show. This might be the last time we do this, Eric.
I'm gonna hold off on my dog until we get through the ratings, anyhow.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna
No,
save
you know
it-
what?
save it
it's-
for the credits.
And it's pretty hot too, so it's probably a bit hot to bite into right away anyway. So
Yeah. So well, right now we're still on the.
we're back to the porter.
We're on the.
I'm sorry, the brown.
Still on the
Yes.
brown, and I love browns, and to me this is kind of the quintessential brown. Mm-hmm. They don't get any better. I'm going 9.
Like you, Eric, probably a 9. Yeah, I like that a lot. And I'm smelling the hot dog now. It's starting to smell pretty good, actually. That's amazing.
Probably gonna go good with the porter too, huh?
I think so.
Or the stout.
And the porter, of course, is award-winning, as we've mentioned several times now, but it did win the 2017 Great American Beer Festival. It's the best porter, or silver medal anyway.
2017.
17.
So I mean, they were just a couple of years old at the time.
It's amazing, yeah, and to come out with such a great beer. My guess is that this porter and the brown is like the two that they focused on initially when they opened,
Yeah,
and that's why.
could be.
So,
Because this is a really good porter.
yeah. Again, this is the Blackstrap Molasses Porter, 6.1. So it's pretty. It's heavy. It's up there, but not so much on the IBUs. Only 37.
Yeah, pretty light.
Yep, fairly light on the hoppiness side. So pretty good. I would give it, a high 8.5.
High 8. Yeah, mid 8. 8.5.
8.5. Yep, 8 to 8.5 for sure. Awesome.
And that leaves us with the Skinny Jeans IPA. Or IPA.
IPA, yeah.
The
This
IPA.
is not the
It's-
IPA.
no.
It's
This is the IPA. And as far as IPAs go, like we said, I mean, generally they're a little over the top for us. This one here, not so much. This was pretty much in our drinking range, or our day-to-day range.
it's nice.
Yeah, well balanced.
Like it.
Very smooth beer.
Yeah, it really is. It's smooth. I mean, that other one, the IPA one that you mentioned, is just a little bit higher.
A little hoppier.
No, but this is good. This is like I said, that's kind of my range for the IPA as far as hoppiness. I don't want to go too much more than this one.
No, I think at that point it gets overbearing, and you lose the rest of the beer flavor. All you're tasting is the hops.
Yeah.
Which if that's your thing, that's your thing.
Hey, if you're a hop monster, go for it. But no, I'd rather have a more well balanced beer
Me too.
personally. So,
And this kind of fits the mold for that.
right.
So I'll go mid 8s on this one too, about 8.5.
Right. Yep. I go with an 8. So I give this one an 8. Well, cheers, Eric.
Cheers. It was a great road trip yesterday. Great tasting again with you.
Fantastic trip yesterday. Really liked going out there. Good drive out there. Beautiful weather.
Yeah. So if you have the opportunity
Great
to get
day.
to Lahaina, stop at Waikiki Brewery is highly recommended.
Well, with that said, thanks for watching the beer show. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Now I get to do this.
Now the cooking portion of the show.
Well, that's not bad.
It worked.
2, 3, 4. When I'm lonely, I drink a fancy beer. Oh, when I want you only, I drink a fancy